I'm gonna tell you a story, and I need you to listen. So come closer. Come on, come closer. Not that close. That's too close. You can step back a little bit. Okay. Get comfortable. I'm gonna tell you a tale about a man and his perseverance. So 4 years ago, back in 2021, March 13th to be specific, it was a Saturday like any other. The birds were chirping, the sky was blue, it was a little windy because March always is, but it was a good day. There was no school, there was no work, and the mail had come in at approximately 11 o'clock in the morning. Within that package was a Bakugan that I did not know would haunt me for many years to come. And this is that story. On that day, I opened up a Darkus B1 Translucent Laserman. And it was a cool Bakugan. Paid about $26 for it, $25.90 if you want to be specific. And I didn't think much of it. It was early on in my collecting days. I was buying Bakugan then to mainly flip and resell so that I could make some money to buy the Bakugan that I wanted to buy. Not necessarily for kind of, collection. Like, I wanted to make my collection. That's how it all happens. I had to buy some Bakugan to flip and sell and make more money. So I had this translucent B1 Darkus Laserman. It was a cool Bakugan. I really liked it, but I also was going for Season 1 and Season 2 Bakugan, so I did something that I never thought I would do, looking back on it now, and I sold it. I have a Reddit post that I'll show on screen here. As you can see, it was still 4 years ago. I'll flip through the photos as well. But this was me taking photos of it right before I put it on eBay and sold it later. Now, I don't know the exact date or how much I sold it for. I could not find that on eBay. It was that long ago. They do not archive stuff that far anymore. So unfortunately, I don't have access to how much I sold it for or when the date I specifically sold it. All I know is I got it on March 13th for about $26. And I never thought about it again. Until I noticed that when the Bakugan database, the Bakugan DB website came out, that my translucent Darkus Laserman was featured on their website. And it was, credited to me because it was one of the few pictures online of it. Because apparently this guy's pretty rare. Not like super, super rare, but uncommon. Very uncommon, if you'd say. And not very sought after either. And so, at least to my knowledge. And so, I sat there, and this was captured on live stream, so I'll play that clip now. I need us to use our combined powers as a Bakugan community really quick, okay? I need everyone, if you are doing something else right now and not actively looking at the stream, now is the time to cue in, okay? This is serious, right? So when I first started collecting, I had this Bakugan. This is a Darkus Translucent Laserman. It's a B1, okay? I sold this. Why I sold this is beyond me, but I did, okay? I don't know why I did this. I remember packaging it up. I remember taking this picture, okay? We need to get it back, all right? I don't care how long it takes or how hard it is. We need to get it back, okay? This is y'all's challenge today. I need our communities to join together and get this guy back, okay? Listen, I'll buy, all right? I don't know how much it's worth, but I'll buy it back because it's my fault for selling it. We need to get him back. So if you got one of these, let me know. We need to have a conversation because it haunts me. I lose sleep at night because I don't have this. What's crazy, it's my image too, so you knew I had it. And you guys did not live up to the challenge. Nobody contacted me. Nobody asked me. There was no updates. That was 7 months ago. So that was back in the summer. And nobody helped a brother out. Nobody hooked a brother up. And so I was still left without my beloved Darkus Translucent B1 Laserman. So I took matters into my own hands because I'm a man and I can do that. I don't need you guys to fight Bakugan for me, I can do it myself. And I did. Found one, and I got him sent to me. And that's what we're doing today, is we're gonna open him up and relive this moment. Let's begin. It's really good to have you back, buddy. It's a really good feeling. Just holding him in my hands again. So I'm gonna see if I can put him somewhere he can sit in the camera's view. I don't know if that'll work. Okay, you know what? It's working, so we'll roll with it. Okay, now that we've got that rolling, obviously we gotta talk about some stuff that you may have noticed in that opening, which I did silently, by the way, a little bit of ASMR for you guys. So he's a little broken. Now, I would like to imagine that this is the same Bakugan I sold all those years ago, particularly because it's the same G-Power. I'd like to think that, we come full circle, right? He went on his own journey, I went on mine, and we met each other again, right? We'll see. I don't know. You could probably analyze paint scratches on the old photo or something, but obviously he's a little banged up. You can see that one of his arms will not close, as well as he had some issues popping open initially. So we need to take steps to try and repair him. Now I have some ideas. We're going to start simple and then get more complicated. So let's first focus on fixing the magnet mechanism to make sure that he pops open normally, so that when he's rolled or hits a gate card, he can pop open without having to be tapped or really kind of dropped violently. And I think I can fix this. This is usually a pretty easy fix. Normally it just means that either the spring is weak or misaligned or something in there's misaligned. So let's go ahead and open him up, do a little repair, and then we'll jump into how we're going to actually fix the wing. Because if you can tell, the hook is cut clean off. It snapped or broke off somehow. So let's jump into what that's going to look like. So the first thing, of course, is to take out the screws, which weren't too bad. They're in there pretty good. You got to lift up his feet here, and then all you have to do is pop the back off. And I've never seen Laserman's mechanism, but it's really just that spring, and it didn't seem like there was anything wrong with it. I'm kind of messing with it. Maybe some kind of gunks in there or something. So played with it there, put it back in. And then there is a little, I don't know, platform where the spring needs to rest on. So I took my pliers here, or my tweezers, I guess, and just kind of made sure it was on that platform before putting it back together. I did test the magnet. It seemed pretty good. It didn't land every time, which was interesting. Not sure why that was, but once I actually assembled it, or at least put it back together, it did seem to work fine. This does not have the screws in it yet, and you'll notice that this first time it does not open, but the rest of the times it does open pretty easy. I ended up finding out that the screws were probably just in too tight, and I ended up loosening the screws a bit so they weren't all the way in the Bakugan, and he popped open fine pretty much every single time. So I will count this as a win. So we can at least close him like this and drop him on the magnet, right? Boom. Easy fix. Now we have to go and work on that one little hand, and I showed it in the video some, but you can see that it's cut clean off. I think I'm going to actually 3D print a hook based off of No Shaman Feeding's Ultimate Dragonoid or Infinity Dragonoid model, scale it down, might have to do a little sanding, and then once I've printed that, I think I'm going to either super glue it or use resin and attach it directly to the Bakugan. We'll see. I don't know which will work better. It's not a complete fix, but it is better than not having the hook there at all. So I feel like super glue might break off more than I'd like, but I don't know how strong the resin would be in actually holding it together. We could try epoxy and epoxy glue it, but we're gonna fix them. It's gonna happen. I am determined. So let's jump into that process. To begin the process, I poured some transparent resin into a cup and then added a little bit of black dye. This ends up not working, and I'll come back to it later, but my original idea was to just mix up a semi-transparent black and get it a nice smoky color, which I do end up replicating. And as you can see here, it looks pretty good. I go ahead and pour it in. I don't have too many shots of the actual printing process, just the curing, but I do get a hook that is nice, and I literally just stick some resin onto where the hook broke, and then stick the hook on, and then I cook Laserman in the UV light for about a minute, and that hardened it, and it was good to go. After some sanding, the hook is very clearly white. You can see it right here. It's not gray at all. It didn't work out. But he does roll, so it's locked on there. It's pretty strong, and it does roll on as you expect. He works like a normal Bakugan. He's essentially fixed. But I didn't like that white too much. It kept irking me. And so here's one more roll. And then after that, I decided to go over it with a paintbrush and that black dye and just lightly coat it. And as you can see, it's almost a perfect color match. There are some crevices where it made it a little bit darker, but he still works perfectly. And yeah, I'm really satisfied with the results. I couldn't have asked for anything better. He does poke out just a little bit on that hand, but most B1 Bakugan do that anyways, so. And that was the process from start to finish. As you can see right here, if he focuses, I'll try and give another close-up of him, but yeah, I'm just super happy with how he turned out. I couldn't ask for like a better turnout, essentially. It was pretty easy. Like I don't have many complaints. It took me, I don't know, an hour to get the hook right and then to stick it on and stuff, and it just worked out, and I'm really excited about that. So if you have a Laserman that's broken, you can totally replicate this process. And I'm just, fixing an old Bakugan, right? One I once had, and making it better, essentially. Fixing all the broken parts, so wherever he got hurt on his journey, I was able to come in and just sort of fix that, and make him better and make him functional, which is, a great skill to have, especially with B1 Bakugan. I mean, they're always so broken, and it's just nice to know that we can fix them, right? And yeah, I'm satisfied with the result. I hope you guys are too. Again, it was a super easy fix to now have a once broken Bakugan completely fully functional again, which isn't something we can always do. So yeah, that's the video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, feel free to leave a like, drop a comment, and of course, subscribe for more awesome content. My name is Jesse. Me and Laserman will see you in the next episode. Peace out.